Hi, I'm Jim Vasquez. I'm the Chief Information Officer of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities system. We are comprised of 4 universities, 1 online college, and a recently merged community college system. One of the oddities of my career has been working with colleges and universities that are typically lower in the maturity levels of both IT management and project management. And so some of the challenges that you typically face in those environments are the inability of IT management to be able to correctly delineate the amount of work, project work and otherwise, that is being accomplished by the organization. And therefore it's very difficult to communicate value to the organization at large at what the IT organization is doing. I think that the other challenge that unmonitored situation tends to bring up is that you have too many projects being chased by too few resources, and there's no way to balance them without the disciplines of project management and manpower utilization. Sometimes in project management it's referred to dates, deliverables, and dollars, and those are the things that the business is looking to for answers as to when things are coming due, how much it's going to cost, and when can I get them. And without this type of data that is consistent across the organization, it makes that type of estimation and reporting nearly impossible. The challenges that come into play is just not a consistency in the way data is collected, stored, and shared, which leads to more confusion as to where any one group of people or person is with a particular project or deliverable. It makes estimation of completion very difficult. It makes resource allocation very difficult. Basically had no internal project management, no real experience doing any types of project management reports. And it was, if I remember correctly, it was a tool that the vendor was using internally, and I saw it and I said I could use something like that. And a lot of the times your introduction into project management is through task management. And it was a great introduction to task management, and it introduced the staff to other concepts that you find in more formalized project management as kind of baby steps to get there. And so MindStaq was that entree into that discipline. So without having to create, a very complex framework or platform for project management, which usually requires not only experience using those types of tools, but a certain amount of administrator expertise to keep a system like that up and running. You needed a solution that didn't require a high amount of effort to start it up or to manage and maintain it, and MindStaq fit the bill perfectly. A cloud system that integrated on your desktop with the browser, and was the gentle introduction for staffs into the project management world. Okay, one of the biggest challenges that you face with some of the traditional project management platforms is really the requirement of understanding all of the project management methodologies, understanding the PMBOK, understanding the Agile framework, knowing how to work those in those disciplines. Then you can leverage the use of that software. So without that knowledge, they become somewhat of a pain, a spreadsheet without understanding how to do math, basically. It also can lead you into some pretty advanced concepts. There's these frameworks that use concepts like OKRs, or objectives and key results, that help you just align your projects to organizational objectives or a strategic plan. And that is not a simple concept, but it's something that the product provides. Once you get there, you can start doing that type of portfolio management, which takes you to the step above project management. So it's a really dynamic tool, and it's great for folks who are entering in this world from a beginner's level, and it takes you up to several levels of sophistication that just a simple introductory tool probably couldn't get you to. So, highly recommend it from that perspective, as it serves a lot of maturity levels that you'll find yourself in from a staffing perspective. Well, we have ServiceNow, so we're big fans, and we use the incident response incident and request management, change management, asset management, those sorts of things. And in the past, I've used the Project Portfolio Suite, and it's a great tool if you are a mature organization within the project management framework. If you're doing things like demand management or ideation, which are fairly complex processes, and you've matured them within the organization, hey, it's a great product. It does exactly what it does. But like I said, there has to be a higher level of maturity amongst those who are maintaining the product, those who are using the product. And that takes a lot of time to develop, and a lot of the times you're stepping into organizations that don't have that maturity, and you need to start with a product that takes them where it meets them where they're at, and that's what MindStaq does. Finally, the team dynamics element of the system then provides, a higher level of management in the ability to start to understand how many resources you have, what they are doing, and where they're aligning to from a business requirement standpoint. And without that information, you're still in a better place with the other two things that are provided. But without that, you have organizations that will typically say that IT is overfunded or overpopulated or overstaffed, if you will, and it doesn't match up with what's actually going on in terms of work. And without the numbers to prove it, it's just an opinion. And you start to have the information that you can prove to senior management on staffing levels, on work utilization. That's just not possible any other way. Even trying to keep it manually is next to impossible. Every organization is going to be in a different level of maturity, and the product fits such a wide scope of maturity levels. You can be familiar with project management and be able to use this out of the box very quickly, or you can have absolutely no project management experience whatsoever and use the tool and begin to grow your knowledge of the discipline while being able to produce some actionable reports. So it's definitely it's intuitive. Its integration within Microsoft Teams makes it something that it's not an additional product that people have to go hunt for, another office product that they have to plug in. This is already in the Teams environment, which is what people are typically using on a day-to-day basis. It's not limited to Teams. Of course, you can use a standard browser, which is how the product started. In my personal journey with it, it was in a browser, and as the pandemic took over and we started moving to more online collaborative systems, it was a natural fit for it to be integrated into Teams, and it just made the experience for everybody so much easier, and they knew where to go to be able to get information as well as report it.